And now the second sword that I received from that same collector on consignment. This is a Shinto smith, Minamoto Nobukuni Yoshikane, who worked around the Kanbun period. So he worked circa 1661. And this is a blade which is signed Chikuzen Ju, Minamoto Nobukuni Yoshikane. And a great example of a typical representative Kanbun sugata. So it's a shape that is relatively straight with very little sori, very little curvature. Thick kasane. And this sword, like the Motoyuki that I just shared, is ubu, one-hole zaime. So it's unshortened, completely original nakago, and containing a mei of the smith. So again, I'm going to do my best to come in close and be able to share some of the workmanship. Like many of the Chikuzen Nobukuni Shinto smiths, this sword has a very active and wild choji hamon. It doesn't have hitatsura like the Motoyuki that I just shared, so everything is contained within the hamon. There are no floating areas or muniyaki. But the hamon is extremely wild and active, and it seems like the school, and this smith in particular, was pursuing bizen ichimonji. So you have a very large choji. If you look at it in the proper lighting and the correct way to really study the workings of a sword, which is difficult to do on video, is to sight the blade towards a light source and then move the light source reflection along the hamon, and you'll be able to see a lot of the inner workings much better than when you look at it head on here, which unfortunately I can't really show the hamon to its best. But this is also a very beautiful piece. Came from the same long-term collector, and both of these are now with me on consignment. So if anybody has any questions on these swords or would like to learn more, please reach out. And lastly, before we wrap up, I'm going to show you the papers for the Yoshikane. The previous papers were by the MBTHK. These are NTHK papers. And like the MBTHK, you have the information about the inscription of the sword. So again, we have this being a wakizashi with the inscription of Chikuzen Minamoto Nobukuni Yoshikane, and then the date that these papers were issued. In this case, this is during the Heisei period. The previous period, Heisei 30. So thank you again. Hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward to talking soon.